First slide you have here in the PowerPoint presentation is an introduction video from me, basically just letting them know who I am and introducing some concepts about who we are as an organization, and also just trying to set some of the ground rules. If you don't feel comfortable using that, I'm not going to push that or make that a big deal. It's available to you if you think it'd be helpful, and maybe it's just things you want to say. Just to make sure that people know, for instance, it's a safe place to share concepts. If somebody's talking and sharing, we want to not speak over them or have other conversations going. So setting some ground rules about the dynamics of the group meeting together is a really important thing to do at the beginning. People really do appreciate it. So let's go ahead and move on from there. Okay, so in your PowerPoint next, you've got the outline for the PowerPoint itself. You want to give them an opportunity, if they haven't already, to look through that. I would prefer that you look through that before you arrive. So they don't get their notebooks until they come, but we're going to make sure that people have access to files digitally before they arrive. It's a good plan moving forward to make sure they've looked through the outline at least, and a couple of other things along the way. You can see that there are 20 sections that we have currently, and there are things that we want to add to this, by the way. As we continue to develop, we want to add a system here for learning language as well, a couple of other ideas like that, but you can read that for yourself. But a couple of highlights here. This is something that has been ordered in the way that we believe it'd be most effective. We're going to, of course, give you the license and freedom to hit different sections. I've done that myself. Based on the amount of time that you have and the people that are there, you have to make some judgment calls. Again, this PowerPoint, 400 slides, is completely daunting and overwhelming, but I want you to remember that it was intended to actually take 2 weeks to go through. That's right, I said 2 weeks. Because it's more about pre-field training. It's about preparing people in a much more in-depth, much longer time together that we simply don't have in a candidate orientation. So remember that. As people are preparing to go to the field, we want to take the time to go through all these concepts and really make sure that the person who is green in missions or inexperienced in missions is really getting to go through these concepts together, have discussion, prayer time, processing these things, and being able to really grasp how to apply them. Again, nobody gets it all in going through even a pre-field training like that. We've talked to our missionaries that have gone through other pre-field training programs, and they've said that you don't retain it all, but it's great to have it. It's great to know that you did talk about it with people at some point. And so I just want to make sure that you're aware that that's part of what we're doing here, is outlining for them a process. And so I just want you to see and take time to look through that and be familiar with each of the steps toward completing a pre-field training for your missionaries. Candidate orientation will highlight some of these things. However, for instance, the full 30 statements, the missional theology, etc., we rarely have time to go through all of that, which is one of the reasons we want people to have gone through some of this ahead of time. And I'll be working to prepare some videos that will hopefully help you with that.